Anime fans, rejoice! After a bountiful winter-spring 2020, there's plenty to look forward to in the second half of the year as well. We've got comebacks from big players like Haikyuu and Demon Slayer, a newcomer with Promise makes its debut, and expect plenty of fan service from some of the usual suspects. Let's not forget as well, one of the most hyped final seasons in recent times makes landfall this fall. As you can see, variety is the name of the game come July, and since we might be all stuck at home with time to kill, there couldn't be better news than this. So without wasting any time, get your otaku mode on and let's start today's video. Here are the top 10 most anticipated anime releasing in the second half of 2020. We kick off with the fantastically titled Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, which returns with a third season in July. Also known as Danmachi, an abbreviated version of its Japanese title, this anime adaptation of a light novel series is much more than its clickbaity title. The trailer for season 3 is out and it shows our hero Bell continue on his adventures in the monster-infested dungeon, where he first sets off to meet cute girls and has gone on to meet quite a few of them actually, lucky guy. This time too, he meets a mysterious female blue-haired monster who doesn't like wearing clothes, it seems. The season also boasts of a brand new villain, while the direction the story is slated to take promises plenty more of the superbly animated action sequences the franchise is known for. Next up is another magic-themed anime series. The Irregular at Magic High School Visitor arc, which also has a July release, comes almost 6 years after the series' first season. The story revolves around a new exchange student at First High School, the magic school the show's main protagonists, Shiba siblings Tatsuya and Mayuki, attend. This sci-fi supernatural series has garnered attention mostly for the seemingly questionable relationship between the brother-sister duo. It's also taken some flack for being really bad for explaining the magical stuff. Despite its shortcomings, it's still a pretty popular property and hence makes the cut on this list. Also, loyal fans swear by its rich and diverse world and its adventurous theme. Visitor Arc plans to take the excitement several notches up with the introduction of a new student who's hiding some kind of secret. Let's hope, for the fans' sake of course, that this season doesn't disappoint. At number 8, we have the second season of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, which comes to us this October. With the title this quirky, half the job of catching the curiosity of viewers is taken care of. As for holding their attention, season 1 managed to do that just fine. Fan service, banzai. This series, which tells the story of a salaryman turned slime hero, has been praised as a refreshing take on the overly tried and tired isekai format. Slime was one of the sleeper hits of 2018 to 2019. If your tastes run towards an ordinary guy turned overpowered protagonist, albeit in a strange non-human form, this show is the one for you. Fans of the series are excited about the upcoming season as they believe slime hero Rimuru will become even more badass within one of the darkest arcs of the original light novel. Let's wait and see how it all pans out. Get your game face on, because volleying straight in at number 7 is Haikyuu. The fourth installment of this popular volleyball-themed anime titled Haikyuu to the Top aired in January as a split-course season. It completed its first half in early April. After a very short wait, the second half is set for a July release. Part 1 ended on the mouth-watering prospect of seeing Hinata, Kageyama and the rest of the Karasuno crew battle it out against the second strongest team in all of Japan, that too in just their second match at the Nationals. It also teased the introduction of 2 heavyweight opponents in the Mia twins. I think we can smell a battle of the setters here and a few I'm gonna smash you to kingdom come moments from our favourite orange head. Will the Freak duo have an answer to the unsurmountable challenge coming their way? We can't wait to find out. Calling all science nerds, the next entry on this list is just your kind of anime. Dr. Stone, one of the big hits of 2019, returns for a much-awaited second season. The release date isn't official yet, but the buzz is that it's set for July. This shonen series stands out from the rest of the competition because of its emphasis on brains rather than brawn. For one, it has a science prodigy and genius inventor for a hero, and he isn't the strongest guy on the planet. Set in a world where all of humanity has been petrified for thousands of years, this new Stone Age story is a hot favourite purely because of its novel concept. With most of Season 1 spent on world building and character introduction, we're hoping Season 2 will take the story forward. Perhaps the Earth revival team of Senku and Daiju will rescue more of their friends from their stone cages and take back more lost territory. Who knows, maybe Daiju will finally get the smartphone he's been hankering after all this while. And of course, we can't wait for more lessons on practical science from Senku Sensei. 2020 seems to be the year of the manhwa or webtoon, South Korea's answer to the Japanese manga. We have the anime adaptation of Tower of God release in April. Next up is The God of High School, which takes the 5th spot on this list. This one's going to premiere exclusively on the Crunchyroll streaming platform this summer, probably in July. Looks like it's all happening in July, doesn't it? This webtoon with a high school martial arts tournament theme is riding high on popularity charts at the moment and promises an action-packed anime. MAPPA, the studio behind such visually striking works as Dororo, Rage of Bahamut, and Yuri on Ice, is in charge of the animation, and it seems to be a pretty good fit. Judging by the trailer, The God of High School looks to be a feast for the eyes with some thrilling action sequences. Tournament-based shows or even arcs have a special place in the hearts of shonen buffs, and we sure hope that this one lives up to the hype of its source material. At number 4 is the only movie on this list, Demon Slayer Infinity Train. Coming off the phenomenal success of the 26-episode Demon Slayer anime that aired in spring of 2019 and became the year's surprise hit, Infinity Train hits theaters in Japan on October the 16th. The film adapts volumes 7 and 8 of the manga. Thanks to the anime's success, sales of the manga have gone through the roof, and it's even giving industry giant One Piece a run for its money on Shonen Jump's readership rankings. The highlight of the Demon Slayer anime is its exquisitely artistic animation by the studio Ufotable, and one can expect the same in the film as well. The movie follows Tanjiro and his felon demon slayers as they show off their newly acquired powers on their next demon hunt on board the Infinity Train. All that's well and good, but let's be honest, how many of us are looking forward to the film purely because of Nezuko, the cutest little sister in Anime Town, never mind that she's a demon? Moving on to the top 3 now, and taking the 3rd spot is Season 2 of ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. This one has kept us waiting. Originally scheduled for an April the 2nd release, it was pushed back as a result of the COVID-19 crisis sweeping the globe and is now tentatively slated to air in July. The first season came and went 4 years ago, so the anticipation is high for this one. The story of ReZero is a tad similar to that of Slime from earlier on, but in a more twisted way. It follows Subaru, a NEET who suddenly finds himself in a fantasy world where he meets a lovely girl but is then murdered, only to come back to life and find himself at the starting point of that fantastical journey, only to once again go through all kinds of shit and then die. It's an endless cycle of death and suffering. Sounds grim, doesn't it? You bet it is. ReZero was a critical hit in 2016 because of its dark theme and its graphic, even grotesque visualization of death, which was made all the more stark by its cute character designs. Season 2's trailer is out and it appears to be bloody gloomy too. We just hope that Subaru gets another set of waifus this season, considering he's going to have to suffer several more lifetimes of misery. More grim tales ahead now, as our number 2 pick is the 2nd season of The Promised Neverland, a dark fantasy tale of survival that's equal parts terrifying and adorable. This is an anime backed by a best-selling manga from the stables of Shonen Jump, and it stands out as irregular when compared to the popular magazine's usual shonen fare. The Promised Neverland tells the story of 3 young orphans whose blissful lives are turned upside down by their discovery of their beloved home's deep, dark secret. Tackling such morbid subjects as betrayal, sacrifice, suicide, and loss of freedom, The Promised Neverland can be uncomfortable to watch at times, all the more so because there are little children involved in this one. But with its hauntingly beautiful animation and emotionally charged story that can both terrify you and tear your heart out, it's gone on to be a modern masterpiece. While the first season faithfully followed the manga, one of the producers of the anime said in an interview last year that the 2nd season might be a bit more flexible in how the story progresses. This has piqued the interest of fans who are both excited and worried at this prospect. For now, all we can do is wait for fall to roll around and cheer on as Emma, Norman, and Ray take their next steps toward freedom and a normal life. Which brings us finally onto our top pick, and arguably the most highly anticipated final season of any anime in recent times. Yes, we're talking about Attack on Titan, which is set to walk off into the sunset this October. Oh, we can't wait for fall, can we? Although it feels like a lifetime ago, it's been just 7 years since this anime exploded onto the scene and left us wishing we could be a Titan just so we could die blissfully at the hands of Levi, or even a mop he could kick around at the Survey Corps headquarters. The series has upped its gets gained with each season, and we can't help but expect the finale to be a blockbuster as well. There are some worries though. The manga is still ongoing, and as such we can only wonder how much of the original material will be incorporated or left out of the final season. Season 3 ended with the highly anticipated trip to Eren's basement and the revelation of the world's truth. By all means, this could have been the beginning of a brand new chapter in the story. Instead, it's to be a closure. A rushed ending is the last thing we want on this one, but with the series having maintained its high standards for this long, we believe it will do full justice to the finale as well. As mankind takes its last and decisive stand against the Titans and other hidden enemies that have confined it within narrow walls for hundreds of years, we can be sure of one thing alone, that Season 4 will be an all-out carnival of battles, bloodshed, heroics, and final revelations. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. I can't wait for all the great anime coming my way. I'm sure you can't either. Which of these shows are you most looking forward to in the second half of the year? Write to me and let me know. Like and share this video if you enjoyed watching it, and also hit the subscribe button and ring the bell notification icon to be informed about all of my future uploads. Until next time, otakus in arms, stay home and stay safe. See ya!